Music.
Okay, a pleasant good morning sa inyong lahat, no? And welcome back to my virtual classroom. Okay, sa subject natin, Accounting Information System. Okay, nasa lesson 7 na tayo or week 7. At ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw ay yung control and audit of accounting information systems. Okay, so let's start. Now, ibigay din natin, no, yung ating mga nakuha na at yung kukunin pa, no, para at least updated tayo, no, ng ating mga lessons. Okay, kung inyo matatandaan, yung lesson 1 natin, tinalakay natin yung overview of accounting information system. Now, sa pangalawa naman, yung transaction processing, no? Okay, so kinumpara natin dyan yung transaction on a manual basis at saka kung ito ay computerized environment na. Now, sa pangatlo, yung system documentation technique, no? Kung saan inyong pinag-aralan o natutunan yung tatlong klase ng documentation, no? Yung mga flowchart. Ha? Okay, tapos sa pang-apat, yung relational database. Okay. Now, yung pang-lima, eto nga, yung computer fraud, no? Okay, so yung basic concept muna ng computer fraud. Now, yung pang-anim, yung computer fraud and abuse techniques, no? O ito naman yung paggamit na ng mismong ng mga technique, no? Different techniques para makapasok sa computer system. At ito nga ngayong araw nga ay yung control and accounting of information system. At yung susunod yung IT governance, no? Okay. So, simulan na natin. Now, ano ba yung mga learning objectives, no? So, sa learning objective number 1, syempre, i-discuss muna natin yung overview of internal control. Now, yung pangalawa naman, yung understand the general and application control, no? Okay. Now, yung pangatlo, understand the COVID-5 and COSO framework model. At yung pang-anim, ay pang-apat, ay yung understand the COSO enterprise risk model. Ha? Okay. Okay. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung overview of internal control. Now, plus ano bang nangyayari, 'di ba, sa ngayon, 'di ba? Maraming nangyayaring mga fraud, no? Ito yung mga threats, no, sa accounting information system. Now, pinag-usapan natin doon sa fraud o yung last time lang, 'di ba, yung mga different techniques na ginagamit ng mga iba't ibang mga sabihin natin bad actors, no, na ginagamit upang makapasok sa accounting information system at gumawa ng mga iba't ibang klase, no, na sabihin natin na damages o na gawain na will result to damages and losses, no. Now, ano ba ang reason, no? Sa ngayon, ito yung mga parang sinasabi na karaniwan ng mga kadahilanan. Now, yung una, yung information is available to be unprecedented number of workers, no. Actually, lahat na ngayon, halos na ngayon, yung natin is lahat with our cellphone, maraming information, no. Actually, yung mga transactions din doon na rin, no, sa cellphone, no. And since everyone have a cellphone, now yung information is always available, no. Now, information on distributed computer network is hard to control. Now, there is an inherent, kahit gano'n pa kaganda ang mga control na nilalagay mo, then there is a possibility na ito ay hindi aayon sa kagustuhan natin, no? O kaya sa objective ng internal control. Now, number 3, customers and suppliers have access to each other in systems and data. Now, isa rin to sa mga dahilan, no, na ibig sabihin yung company implemented a very good information control, no, pero yung kung sino yung mga customers wala naman silang mga control. Sometimes ang nangyayari kung infected yung kanilang mga computers, na ipapasa nila, no, nila through the internet, no, pag sila ay gumagawa ng transaksyon. Now, yung pang-apat, organizations have not adequately protected data. Okay, so isa rin yan sa mga reason, no? Yung iba, because of yung cost, no, ng paglalagay ng mga protection. Now, another, syempre, yung iba hindi alam, no? Walang sapat na kaalaman about yung kung mga sabihin natin na controls, no, to anticipate yung mga risk. Now, yung katulad natin, yung pinag-usapan natin, sa ating sa ating computer fraud, no, eh isa lang 'yun sa mga risk na ay ka-accountant o yung BSA should identify. Okay. Now, ano ba yung overview ng internal control? Sabi nga natin, kung meron tayong mga risk, no, na nakita, dapat meron siyang corresponding na control or internal control, no? So ang reason niyan, kaya dapat natin ma-anticipate yun is to maging manageable, no, yung pagtalakay natin ng risk. Okay. Now, yung ICPA Trust Service Principle in considering IT risk, no? So, syempre ito yung mga kinukonsider, kinukonsider natin, no, na dapat na parang sabihin natin na ingredients, no? When we anticipate yung risk at yung paglalagay din ng sapat na control. Yung una, yung security. Now, the system is protected against unauthorized physical or logical access. Meaning yung mga unauthorized, no, yung ibig sabihin paggamit o pagpasok sa sistema ng IT, no, yung mga unauthorized person, no? Okay, availability, no? Availability naman, the system is available for operation and use of committed or agreed. Okay, so walang disruption as much as possible, di ba? And processing integrity, no? Siyempre, whatever data or information na process ay dapat complete, accurate, timely, and also authorized. And online privacy, no? Yung online privacy natin, no? Ibig sabihin yung mga personal information obtained as a result of e-commerce, no? O kaya through the internet, the use of internet, which is are collected, used, and disclosed, and retained as committed or agreed. Ibig sabihin na ipoprotektahan, 'di ba? Actually, isa 'yan sa mga karaniwan na mga problema ngayon, no? Yung mga informations collected, no, through the internet. Like for example, na-hack yung credit card company. Eh nandun lahat yung mga information, no? So dapat yun ay napoprotektahan, Okay. Now, confidentiality, no? So yung confidentiality naman, all information designated as confidential, no? Ibig sabihin, meron ito yung mga sabihin natin na hindi dapat malaman ng publiko, no? 'Di ba? Ito yung mga kasabihin natin katulad ng mga trade secrets, 'di ba? O yung katulad ng recipe, 'di ba? Yung mga ganun ba, no? Is protected as committed or agreed, no? Okay. So yan yung natin. Now, there are different types of risk. Now, tulad ng nabanggit ko nga sa inyo, hindi yung tinalakay natin about yung fraud o yung different fraud, yung computer fraud, no? And techniques na tinalakay natin last time, ay isa lang yun sa mga risk na dapat ma-anticipate or bigyan ng pagpapahalaga o bigyan ng pansin, no, ng isang accountant o BSAIS when it comes to yung paglalagay ng mga control. Kasi hindi lang naman yun yung risk, no? Now, ano pa ba yung mga risk? Siyempre, ito, yung risk of not limiting unauthorized users, risk of hacking and other network break-ins, no? Actually, yan yung isa sa mga tinalakay natin last time, no? Ito yung business continuity risk, no? Okay, yung biglang kunyari, actually, ang business continuity, ito yung magkakaroon ng problema na ngayon, paano mo ngayon bibigyan ng solusyon ngayon na makakapagpatuloy ka? Like for example, biglang nagkaroon ng earthquake o 'di ba nasira yung mga facility. Eh ano ngayon pwede? Dapat doon mag-continue ka. Kasi para na sa ganun, tuloy-tuloy yung business, no? Okay. Now, yung physical access risk, no? Yung kinalalagyan ng mismong mga computer servers, no? O kaya yung sabihin mga mainframes, computer mainframes, o kaya yung sinasabi natin yung mga database, no? Actually, dapat protected yan. At yung isa nga, yung physical access risk, no? Ito yung nga yung dito, kunyari, nasa maayos bang lugar yan? Napapasok ba yan ng dapat ng authorized person lang? Kasi yun yung mga physical na sabihin natin na preventions, no? Yung ibig sabihin, katulad ng mga biometrics, di ba? Na bago ka makapasok, yun yung mga isa sa mga example that will address yung mga physical access, no? O yung mga risk, no? Okay, and another risk of environmental factor. Now, hindi naman kaila sa atin lahat yung ating bansa ay nasa sentro, no? Ibig sabihin marami nasa earthquake belt tayo, 'di ba? So therefore we are prone to earthquakes, no? nandun din tayo dun sa yung flooding, 'di ba? Daanan tayo ng bagyo. So therefore, ito ba yung mga sabihin natin, yung mga computers na ating ginagamit, yung mga data storage natin ay napoprotektahan ba sa mga ganyang klase ng mga environmental risk? Ha? Okay. Now, ano yung mga karaniwan na nagiging problema, no? Kunyari, ito ay hindi natin nabigyan ng tamang sabihin natin pansin, no? It may tamper browse data beyond the scope of their job duties, no? O ito yung para doon sa mga unauthorized users, no, nung internal, 'di ba? Baka meron kang mga kasama, no, na parang sabihin natin makaka-categorize natin as bad actors, 'di ba? Eh gustong gumawa ng ng anomalya sa loob ng kumpanya. Gumawa siya ng unauthorized user, no, para gumawa siya ng pamamaraan to penetrate yung So, unauthorized users yun, no? Now, ano yung kaiba naman sa risk of hacking and other network breakings? Ito naman yung nasa outside, no? Yung mga bad actors nasa outside. Nagagawa ng kamalian, okay, para mapasok o ma-penetrate talaga yung mismong system. Now, can allow system or program to shut down, altered, or sabotage. And usually, yan yung mga karaniwang ginagawa ng hacking. Di ba? Okay. Now, yung sumunod naman, alter the data to change the result of processing. Okay, so isa rin yun, no, sa mga risk of hacking. Gain access to browse, steal, or destroy the confidential data. Now, kasama na rin dito yung physical access, no? Kasi sometimes yung pagkakaroon ng kunyari, ng bagyo, na baha, nagkakaroon, nasisira yung mga equipment, nagkakaroon ng glitches, and sometimes nabubura yung mga data, no? So, including yung confidential data, no? Okay. Now, yung sa business continuity, balik lang tayo doon, no? No? Yung business continuity risk, yun nga, pag-usapan natin 'to isa-isa, no? Dito natin malalaman yung yung cold um, spot at saka hot spot, no? Okay. Now, ano ba yung overview of internal control? Kasi dapat malaman muna natin ano ba ang objective ng internal control. So, internal controls are the processes implemented to provide reasonable assurance. Now, pag sinabi nating reasonable assurance, mamaya papaliwanag natin, is hindi natin ma-anticipate lahat, no? Ibig sabihin, hindi niya mapapipigilan. Okay, ano yung reason? Mamaya papaliwanag natin. That the following controls objectives are achieved. Now, kasi kahit ano pang kaganda ng iyong internal control class, ay hindi mapipigilan 100% kung anong magkakaroon ng sabihin natin ng kamalian or fraud. Ha? Okay, so hindi pa rin kahit gaanong kaganda. Ha? Okay. Now, ano ba yung mga sumusunod na ng internal control? Una, to safeguard asset. That means to prevent or detect no there are unauthorized acquisition, use or disposition. Ha? Okay. Sa maling paggamit, 'di ba? O kaya pag nanakaw, pagkuha, 'di ba? Maintain records in sufficient detail to report company assets accurately and fairly. And then provide accurate and reliable information. Okay, prepare financial reports in accordance with established criteria. Now, yung sinasabi natin ditong established criteria, maybe in accordance, no? Sabi natin in accordance with GAAP, in accordance with IFRS. Okay, promote and improve operational efficiency, no? And then encourage an adherence to prescribed managerial policies, and last, comply with applicable laws and regulation, no? Yung outside laws, no, and regulation implemented, no, kunyari by government or agencies na humahawak dun sa company. Okay. Now, ano ba yung natin? Now, another, no, para sa information. No, yung internal control shield, no? Actually, ang internal control is a shield, no? Para dun sa mga sabihin natin sa malicious na gawain, no? Made by bad actors, no? Example, ito yung tinatawag natin na undesirable events. Now, yung access, fraud, error, and mischief, no? So, yan, no? Now, yung mga yan, eto, kung idodrawing natin, parang mga bomba yan, no? At eto, meron tayong internal control shield na in place, no, by the company to protect nga, 'di ba, yung kaninang binanggit natin isa-isa. Now, kasampalad nga, hindi naman lahat, no? Hindi naman lahat, no, na sabihin natin ay nape-prevent ng internal control, no? Merong mga pagkakataon, class, na ito ay pumapasok din. Kumbaga, hindi nababypass whatever na internal control that are in place, no? Kaya class, dapat sa inyo ang isa sa mga kunyari kung you will recommend, no, na internal control, no, to anticipate yung risk na na-identify ninyo, ay dapat ito ay ayon sa PDC model o tinatawag natin na prevention o preventive control. Okay, yung ating detective controls at saka corrective controls. Now, dapat meron siyang ganyan, no? Kung kunyari meron kang control na in place, no? Dapat meron siyang tatlong katangian, no? Ito ay preventive controls, meron tayong preventive controls, detective controls, and corrective controls, no? Preventive just in case ito ay no, para wag makapasok. Like what good example nito, yung sabihin na lang natin sa natin, 'di ba? Yung user password, 'di ba? It prevents yung access. Papalagay natin nakapag-access na hack niya, 'di ba? At nakuha niya yung password at user's ID. O yung detective control naman, just in case na gumagawa siya, na ilagay niya, then it will alert, no? Automatic kung sino man yung bantay, 'di ba? Parang may gumagamit ng computer do sa loob, and that is detective control. And then corrective control naman, ito, pag nag-produce na ng log file, and then iaano muna, no? Kumbaga sabihin natin, ma-anticipate niya yung kamalian. Ha? Okay, so by providing log file. Now, a good example, meron akong inattach diyan, no? Na natin. Doon sa natin, yung ating yung Bangladesh bank heist, no? Ang isa sa mga detective controls no, na anticipate niya na may mali ang spelling. Kaya yun ay na-flag down. Ha? Now, yung corrective controls, actually, hindi kaagad nagkaroon ng corrective controls kasi nangyari yun na timingan talaga. No? Pero yun ay biglang inalerto. No? So, that is corrective control. Now, ano ba yung preventive control? Are passive techniques designed to reduce the frequency of occurrence of undesirable events. Now, detective controls naman are devices, techniques, and procedures designed to identify and expose undesirable events that elude preventive controls. Kumbaga sabihin natin, nakalagpas sa preventive controls. Now, corrective control actions naman must be taken to reverse the effect of detected errors, and that is corrective controls. No? Okay. Now, kung natin, i-illustrate natin 'yan, 'di ba? Parang ganito, no? Kung kunyari kanina, yung eroplano nagpalagay ng bomba, nakapasok, then yung preventive controls, no, meron dapat, no? And then meron din kung nakapasok siya sa detective controls at yung last syempre dapat ito ay na-correct, no? Yung mga dapat na mga i-correct, no, na mga na-detect. Okay. So ayan 'yun, no? Now, ano ba yung important function of internal control? So, syempre, it deters problem before they arise. Example include the hiring qualified personnel, no? Actually, that is that not only do sa computer, but there are other preventive controls that can be implemented, no? Like for example nga yung hiring qualified personnel. O 'di ba sa HR, sinasala 'yan, no? Tinitignan muna kung karapat dapat siyang mapasok, lalo na 'di ba inihingan ng NBI clearance, 'di ba? Baka mamaya ito ay mayroong crime na nagawa before, 'di ba? Segregating employee duties, no, yung wala tayong incompatible na position, no, na that will sabihin natin circumvent yung internal control. And controlling physical access to assets and information. Now, yung detective controls discover the problems that are not prevented, no? Example include duplicate of checking or calculation and preparing bank reconciliation and monthly trial balance. Now, dun sa naman natin, meron tayong mamaya, no? Kung kunyari, i-apply natin talaga sa AIS. So, meron din tayo. Now, corrective controls identify and correct problem as well as correct and recover from resulting errors. Now, ang example nito, maintaining backup copy files, correcting data entry errors, resubmitting transaction for subsequent processing. Okay. Now, there are 4 levels of control. Okay, siyempre ito yung sabihin natin that will help, no, para sabihin natin na ma-implement ng maayos yung control, no? Now, sinasabi dito, reconcile the conflict between creativity and controls. Sometimes kasi yung creativity nagiging magastos, no? Actually, ang nakapokus talaga tayo more on yung effectiveness, no, ng mismong control. Now, yung una, a belief system, no? Actually, describe how a company creates value, help employees understand the management vision, communicates the company core values, and inspire employees to live by those values. Now, kaya nga merong ano merong meron tayong mission and vision, 'di ba? At saka yung ethical, 'di ba? Na nakalagay doon. Now, aside from that, syempre sa mga new employees, binibigyan niya ng mga pamphlet, no? Actually, yung mga pamphlet na 'yun, nakalagay doon, no? Kung paano uh, aak yung isang employee inside the company, 'di ba? Merong mga ethics na naka-in place, no? Yung mga ethical standards, no? Okay. Now, yung pangalawa, boundary system, help employees act ethically, no? O ito nga yung mga pamphlets, no? By setting boundaries on employees' behavior. O nakalagay yan doon sa mga doon sa pamphlet na binibigay for each employee. 'Di ba? Kunyari kung ikaw ay umabsent, ganito, ito yung maaaring mangyari, 'di ba? Yung mga ganun ba? So therefore alam mo kung paano ka gagalaw. Kunyari kung ikaw yung employee and you have that kind of yung sabihin natin yung employees manual book, 'di ba? Now, sa inyo, 'di ba sa mga sa mga student, you are given students manual book. 'Di ba? Nandoon lahat yung sabihin natin boundary system, 'di ba? Kung saan ano yung hangganan ng ano ninyo. 'Di ba? Kunyari, kung meron kayong mga ginawa na hindi maganda, ito yung mga pwedeng maging consequences, no? A diagnostic control system measure the monitor compares actual company progress to budget and performance goals. Now, actually dito yung parang sinasabi natin yung tinitingnan natin yung KPI, no? Key Performance Indicator. O yan yung papasok ngayon dito. 'Di ba? Kung paano sinusukat yung progress, no? Okay, daw dito sa mga control nito, class, sinusukat 'to, no? Kunyari sabihin natin yung mga incident, 'di ba? O naman nalalaman natin kung ito ay effective or ineffective na. Now, pang-apat, an interactive control system help managers to focus subordinates' attention on key strategic issues and to be more involved in their decision. Okay, so actually yung control kasi, yung mga ganyan, yung mga ethics, control, sa paglalagay kasi, no, sa paglalagay ng mga, sabihin natin, ng mga control, hindi lang management side. Dapat tinitingnan din natin yung whatever yung inputs na ibinibigay din ng mga iba. Like for example, yung mga employees. Sometimes merong mga magagandang mga sabihin natin, magaganda na mga suggestion ay nanggagaling mismo sa mga employees mismo kasi sila mismo ang nakaharap, 'di ba? So therefore, dapat isama natin sila when it comes to yung formulating a very good internal control. Okay. Now, the Foreign Corrupt Practices and Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Now, sa Amerika, actually there is a specific law, no, that address yung talaga when it comes to internal control. Now, yung Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, no, actually that is to address, no, lalo na yung sa Sarbanes-Oxley Act, no, to address yung mga fraud na nangyari before. Like for example, yung sa Sarbanes-Oxley Act, para dun sa nangyari dun sa Enron, wherein the management talaga, yung ang mismo ang naging promotor para magkaroon ng management fraud, no? Okay. So, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act o FCPA, it is a legislation passed to prevent companies from bribing foreign officials, no, to obtain business, no? Also requires all publicly owned corporation maintain a system of internal accounting controls. So dito, inuutusan talaga magkaroon ng internal control. Pero specifically, yun nga yung bribing nga, no? Yung ibig sabihin, lagay-lagay. Now, yung Sarbanes-Oxley Act naman, legislation intended to prevent financial statement fraud. Kasi yung nangyari dun sa Enron, that is an financial statement fraud, no? Kumbaga parang in-inflate nila yung mga asset at saka dineflate naman nila yung liabilities para magmukha na ito ay kumikita. Yung pala sa sa katotohanan ay hindi na pala, no? So to make the financial report more transparent, no? provide protection to investors, strengthen internal controls at public companies, and punish executive who perpetrate yung fraud. Okay. Now, ano yung ano nito, class, no? Based on its evaluation, the recognized control framework, the most likely framework formulated by Committee of Sponsoring Organization o yung COSO. Actually, when we evaluate internal control, ang ginagamit natin yung COSO framework. Ha? Now, yung pangalawa, disclose all material internal control and weaknesses and conclude the company does not have effective internal financial reporting internal control if there are material weaknesses. Ha? So, yung dalawa na yan, no? That is natin. Ha? Okay. Now, categories of internal control. Okay, ito yung papasok ngayon, yung general control at saka yung application control. Now, sa general control, actually, to make sure an organization control environment is stable and well managed. Pag sinabi kasi natin general control, ito ay para sa lahat, no? Now, specific application program na ginagamit naman sa application control. Now, example nito ng general control is include IT infrastructure and software acquisition, development, and maintenance control. Now, sa application control naman, prevents, detect, and correct transaction errors and fraud in application program. No? So, ito para do sa application program. Ha? They are concerned with the accuracy, completeness, validity, and authorization of data captured, entered, processed, and stored, transmitted to other system, and reported. Okay. So, sa pangalawa na tayo. No? Ngayon, pag-usapan natin yung dalawa na yun, no, ng maayos, no, ng mabuti. Ha? O bigyan pa natin ng diin, ha, yung dalawa na yun. Okay, simulan natin ngayon sa general control for IT system. Now, ito ay applicable to overall the accounting system, no? They are not restricted to any particular accounting application kasi nga para sa lahat, no? Okay. Ng example nito, the use of password to allow only authorized users to log in, no, to an IT-based accounting system. Okay, yan yung isang example, Jeff. Okay. So, general control for IT system, ito yung 5 broad categories, no? Yung una, yung user authentication. O ito yung pagpasok, yung paggamit, no? Network security, organizational structure, okay? Physical security, and business continuity. Ha? O, isa-isahin natin, no? User authentication, di ba? So, bago ka makagamit mismo ng computer, kailangan mag-login ka muna. Di ba? Ngayon, to make the computer recognize in order to create a connection at the beginning of the computer session. Now, sa login mo, dalawang hinihingi lagi sa'yo, di ba? Di ba? Para maka-access ka sa computer, ito yung user ID. Okay, usually ang user ID must be unique for each user. Di ba? Wala kayong wala kayong sabihin natin pare-parehas, no? O pare-pareho. Di ba? Usually, di ba, pag kunyari gumagawa kayo ng user ID, di ba, at naglagay kayo, sometimes nagpa-prompt yan kung merong nang nakakuha mismo ng user ID na gusto mo sana. Di ba? Hindi ka papayagan, di ba, na kunin mo yung user ID na yun. Minsan sinasabi, user ID already exists, di ba? So dapat unique siya o iba-iba, no? Okay, para talaga sabihin natin meron ka talagang yun lang talaga sa'yo. Now, another yung password, no? It is a secret set of characters that identify the user as authentic owner of the associated ID. Now, usually ang password ngayon, class, ay dapat mahirap na, no? Kasi madaling ma-hack ngayon yung mga password. Ha? Okay. Now, ang isa sa mga nito, dapat alphanumeric, usually yun yung nire-require, no, to make it harder for the, sabihin natin, hacker to to guess or to know yung password mo. 'Di ba? Yung alphanumeric, 'di ba? Dapat ito ay merong isa yung merong special character, and even sabihin natin isa doon sa mga letters ay dapat doon ay capitalized, no? So, yun, no, para maging mahirap. Now, dito sa natin, class, aside from the user ID and password, may enhance pa natin yung control natin about the user authentication. Okay, ano-ano yung mga ito, no? Paggamit ng smart card, no? 'Di ba yung kunyari sa ID mo, merong pang sinaswipe, no? 'Di ba? Kunyari sinaswipe para mag-open and then you you put your user ID and password. Now, another, ito ay pina-plug to computer reader, no? Another ay yung security token. No, ito naman pina-plug naman to sa USB port. Ha? Okay, so meron ka namang USB. Yung isa naman ID, 'di ba? Smart card. Now, two-factor authentication, o dito familiar kayo, no? Before you proceed, kumbaga magte-text sa inyo o kaya mag-aano sa inyo do sa number ninyo kung talagang kayo mismo talaga yung nagla-login, diba? That is in two-factor authentication. Now, another yung biometrics, no? Okay, paggamit ng sabihin natin ng mga devices that will identify you, no? Kunyari yung sa thumb, 'di ba? So that is yung biometrics. So therefore, ito yung mga apat pa na pwedeng i-enhance pa yung control mo about yung user authentication. Now, yung computer log is a complete report of all dates and times and uses for each users. Actually, ito yung sinasabi namin, every time na naglalogin ka, nag-generate ng report. Now, yung generation of report, kung sino-sino ba yung mga nag-log in doon sa computer para ma-identify. O ito, tinatawag natin non-repudiation kasi this report, actually, hindi pwedeng i-deny kasi nagkaroon talaga ng access doon yung user doon sa computer. Okay, now yung user authentication, no? So yung user profile mo, determine each individual levels to hardware, software, and data according to individual job responsibility. Now, once naka-login ka, class, ibig sabihin yung user profile mo ay merong naka-define yan. At usually, sino ba ang nagde-define ng user profile mo? Okay, o kaya paglalagay natin ng mga ID, the user ID and yung password kasi initially, ang nagbibigay niyan, actually talaga ay yung database administrator. Now, yung paglalagay ng password initially siya, 'di ba? Usually. And then actually kung na experience nyo, magpa-prompt yan para palitan nyo kaagad based on your own password. Kumbaga binigyan ka lang muna ng initial access, no? Pero yung user profile yan, naka-define yan, no? So, i-determine each individual levels to hardware, software, data according to individual's jobs, responsibility. Actually, this is also yung one way o pamamaraan para mai-implement talaga yung segregation of duties. Kasi based talaga sa individual job responsibility yung ng user profile mo o pagkaka-define. Ha? Okay, now yung user profile natin, meron authority table. Now, itong authority table nito contains a list of valid authorized user and the access level granted to each one. Now, ang good example nito kung iaano ko sa inyo, yung sa bangko, 'di ba? Actually, ang authority table, like for example, ang teller, ang authority table lang niya pagdating sa withdrawal hanggang 50,000. Okay, ito ay based doon sa naabutan ko, ha? Kasi ako nagtrabaho ko sa bangko. Now, pag nag-exceed 'yan, actually, ang kasunod na niyan yung kanyang supervisor to approve yung withdrawal. Kunyari 75,000. O kaya naririnig nyo yung mga teller kung kayo ay nagbabangko, override. Kasi beyond the authority na sa kanya yung amount. Ha? Now, another, yung tinatawag natin configuration table. Now, sa authority table, actually, more of yung yung kanyang lang, hanggang saan lang siya. Yung configuration table naman, yung kanya namang settings sa computer. 'Di ba meron tayo katulad minsan sa computer administrative setting, 'di ba? O kaya yung user profile, 'di ba? Do sa computer, 'di ba yung sa regular computer, merong user profile. O kunyari ka lang yung kung administrative ka, pwede mong baguhin yung mga settings ng computer. Pero kung hindi naman, hindi mo mababago yung kasi hihingi ng permiso muna dun sa administrative, 'di ba? So therefore, it limits the user's configuration so that security settings are not changed by unauthorized user. Now, hacking and other network break-ins, no? Actually, yung pinag-usapan natin ang mga different frauds, di ba? yung mga computer techniques, no? Fraud techniques, no, sa computer. Now, ito naman yung sabihin natin control na ipini-implement to anticipate those, no, na pinag-usapan natin sa last lesson natin. Una, yung firewall, no? O ito yung hardware, software, or combination of that is designed to block unauthorized user. Yung mga antivirus natin. Now, yung encryption, 'di ba, ini-encrypt natin is the process of converting data into secret codes referred to as ciphertext. 'Di ba? Like for example, naging email tayo ng mga billing natin. Now, to prevent, no, sabihin natin, na-anticipate natin merong error, baka magkaroon ng problema. Ano yung problema na yun? Eh, 'di ba, baka mamaya maibigay mo yung billing sa ibang tao. So therefore, may expose yung information. O anong ginagawa, no? Actually, yung naka-attach na file, meron siyang corresponding na encryption. So hindi niya mababasa yun kung hindi niya alam yung ano niya, kunyari, a combination of yung card number o kaya sabihin natin ng birthday, ganun ba? So merong siyang encrypted yun. Hindi niya mabubuksan. No, that is one way para to protect yung data. No, just in case nagkaroon ng pagkakamali. Hindi naman sabihin naman natin, hindi naman yun isolated. Minsan may nagkakaroon talaga ng pagkakamali na isend yung mismong ano, no? Yung mismong data, no? O kaya yun nga yung information. Now, mayroon tayong klase ng encryption. No? Una yung symmetric, no? Uses a single key that must be used to encrypt and also decode the encrypted data. Okay, kumbaga yung ginamit mo to encrypt at ngayon kung ito ay iyong namang bubuksan, the same encryption o password ang ginamit, 'di ba? O in-encrypt mo, sige, o yan. Tapos pag din-encrypt mo na ngayon, gamitin mo uli yung password, no? So that is symmetric. Now, yung public key encryption naman, use both public key and private key. Now, sa public key, actually, kaiba ito doon sa private key pag ito ay bubuksan mo na. 'Di ba? So that is ano. Now, yun nga yung ginagamit nga ng mga sabihin natin ng mga credit card companies when they encrypt yung mga billing, no? Na ina-attach nila sa email, ha? Okay. Now, another word equivalency privacy, no? Ito naman sa network na, 'di ba? Yung kaninang dalawa ay para lang dun sa file, 'di ba? Sa local file. O ito naman pag ito ay word equivalency privacy, ito na yung network na mismo. Okay, so dumadaan na sa network. It is both sending and receiving network nodes that may use the same encryption key. Okay, so word equivalency, yung web, no? Actually, na-anticipate nyo na to o maaaring narinig nyo na kasi doon sa cellphone ninyo, meron to, yung mga web, no? Yung mga ganyan. Now, word protected access o yung WPA can check the encryption key have been tampered with. Now, ito yung parang sinabi natin, yung medyo one step higher dun sa web. 'Di ba? Dun sa web nito, meron lang siyang mga encryption key. Now, dito sa word protected access, kine-check niya ngayon kung baka mamaya yung encryption key na tamper na. O kaya nagawa na ng kamalian ng mga bad actors, no, yung mga hackers, no. Okay. Now, service set identifier is a password that is passed between the sending and receiving nodes, no, of a wireless node of a wireless network. Yung mga Wi-Fi, ha? Okay. Now, yung virtual private network o yung VPN. O 'di ba yung VPN nito, yung parang maprotektahan mo, no? Yung yung identification mo, 'di ba? So it utilizes the tunnels, authentication, and encryption within the internet network to isolate internet communication so that unauthorized users cannot access or use certain data. 'Di ba yung VPN actually ang inaano niya as if na parang nasa ibang bansa ka, yung pala nasa Pilipinas ka, 'di ba? So now another secure socket layer or yung SSL, no? Actually itong mga yung unang dalawa is for the local file, yung mga encryption. Now, ito naman yung protection, yung sumunod na doon ay more of yung sa network na, no? So, yung secure socket layer, yung SSL, is a communication protocol built into web server and browser software that encrypts data transferred on that website. And then yung ano na, yung last na, yung antivirus software, no? Which continually scan the system for viruses and worms and either deletes or quarantine them. Now, merong mga paid, meron ding mga free, no? O syempre, pag paid, mas mataas yung kanilang level of protection na ibinibigay o pinoprovide. Ha? Okay. Now, a good example of antivirus, yan, yung mga sabihin natin, yung um, Norton, di ba? Matatagal na ata yan, di ba? Kasi, yan. Hacking and other networks breaking, no? So, vulnerability assessment. Now, class, ito yung pamamaraan naman, no? To ano, no? To sabihin natin, to test, no? Yung control, no? Una, yung vulnerability assessment. It is the process of proactively examining the IT system for weakness that can be exploited by hackers. No, sometimes meron kayong naririnig na sabihin natin na ethical hackers, no? Actually, they are paid, no? Parang sabihin natin to test talaga yung vulnerability ng ano. Kumbaga, they try to hack talaga yung mismong company, no? Okay, binabayaran sila doon kasi para malaman nila kung okay ba yung control. Kung na-hack yun, then there must be additional protection needed, no? O kaya sabihin natin na baguhin, no? So, yun yung ano natin, vulnerability assessment. Now, intrusion detection, no? Actually, system are specific software tools that monitor data flow within the network and alert the IT staff to hacking attempt. Now, sometimes kapag may intrusion detection, di ba, kunyari sa computer natin, di ba usually biglang merong magpa-pop up dun sa ano natin, yung antivirus na naka-install, magpa-pop up siya na merong virus na parang sabihin natin na ano niya, no? Nakita niya, no? Okay. Penetration testing is the process of legitimately attempting to back into IT system to find whether the weaknesses can be exploited by an authorized hacker, no? So, yun nga yung ginagawa ng mga sabi natin ethical hacking, no? So, ginagawa. Now, meron kasi mga hackers, they are paid, no? They are paid hindi para magano, hindi para sabihin natin gumawa ng mali. Meron ding mga hackers that they are ethically using their skills, no, to assess talaga yung vulnerabilities na control, no, when it comes to IT, yung mga IT controls that are in place, tignan kung mayroong maaaring may kakulangan, ha? Okay, now sa pangalawa na tayo nung organizational structure. Now, sa organizational structure, actually yung IT governance, no? So there is a specific governance para do sa IT. Now, ano yung function niya? Una, to govern the overall development of operation of IT system. At ito ay binubuo na sino-sino. Actually, usually ito yung mga nasa higher ups. Yung CEO, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Information Officer, and other head of the business unit. Okay, sila yung ano, sila talaga yung mismong sabihin natin na bumubuo ng IT governance. Now, medyo maano kasi kaya sila kaya higher ups to kasi dapat ang alam niyo naman pag i-install ng IT ay medyo magastos, no? Malaki ang presyo o malaki ang cost na ginagamit ng company. So therefore, kaya ang kailangan dito, ang mag-aano dito, ang magbibigay, no? O kaya sabihin natin ang mag-aano nito magdidesisyon, ito nga, no, yung mga matataas na tao sa kumpanya. Now, it align IT investment to business strategy. Now, they provide the budget funds and personnel for the most effective use of the IT system, oversee the prioritized changes to IT system, and develop and monitor, review all IT operational policies. Now, last, develop, monitor, and review the security policies. With regards to IT. No? Now, actually, ito naman yung yung when it comes to yung other personnel pa, no? Yung system analyst, no? Okay, analyze and design IT system. Programmers actually write the software using the programming language. Operations personnel, no, are employees who are responsible for processing operational data. Database administrator, no, develop and maintain database and ensure adequate controls over data within the database. Now, kasama rin diyan syempre yung yung auditor, yung internal auditor, no? Okay. Now, ano ang ano nito, no? Yung purpose nito nung di syempre yung mga pinakilala sa inyo para doon sa system development life cycle. Ah, Now, tandaan natin yung ano natin, ang bilis ng panahon, no? Ang kung gaano kabilis ang panahon, ganun din ang kabilis ang paglipas nung computer, 'di ba? Sometimes ang akala natin that we have already a powerful sabihin natin specs, no? O specification ng gamit ng computer. Pero ilang years lang 'yan, may bagong darating uli na mas maganda, mas mataas, 'di ba? Ano. So therefore nagiging obsolete. Now, ano yung ano nito, yung system development life cycle wherein magi-install uli, kukuha uli ng ano ng sabihin natin ng computer system, magi-install, 'di ba? So yung mga nabanggit natin kanina kasama yun no sa mga team no, including the internal auditor. Now, it is yung system development life cycle o yung SDLC. It is a systematic step undertaken to plan, prioritize, authorize, oversee, test, and implement large-scale changes to the IT system. Okay, so physical environment and security. Now, sa physical environment and security class, ito naman, no, dapat merong mga policy no na that are in place no, okay, provided sa IT governance. Now ang isa dito sa mga policy, dapat merong continuity, di ba, o hindi magkakaroon ng disruption when it comes to the operation. Hindi rin magkakaroon ng problema when it comes to data, kasi kunyari nagkaroon ng brownout, di ba, sometimes ang nagiging result nito nawawala yung mga data. O kaya biglang kunyari nagta-type ka, biglang nawala ng kuryente, hindi ko na save, o di balik ka uli sa una. Now, ano yung kasagutan dito? Isa dito, yung uninterruptible power supply o yung tinatawag natin na UPS, no? It includes a battery to maintain power in the event of power outage in order to computer keep running for several minutes. 'Di ba? Mayroon kang pagkakataon to save your data, 'di ba? O kaya maiaayos mo. Kasi usually kapag biglang namatay, nawawala yung mga data na naipasok mo na unless na i-save mo ito, 'di ba? Another yung emergency power supply. Anong kaibahan naman nito? Okay, yung emergency power supply is an alternative power supply that provides electrical power in the event the main source is lost. Now, ang best example nito, yung mga generator, 'di ba? Generator run by yung kunyari, sabihin natin gasoline, 'di ba? Okay, nang sakaling biglang ano nito, paaandarin yun para na sa ganun makapagpatuloy o magkaroon ng operasyon, no, yung computer. Now, another yung RAID, no, yung redundant array of independent disks. Now, ito naman class, it is a way of storing the same data. Kumbaga, meron kang main ano na hard disk, 'di ba? Tapos there is another disk, ito nga yung RAID, no, na kung saan automatic kinokopya niya. Kumbaga ito yung pang-backup, automatic na bina-backup niya whatever yung laman ng disk mo. Okay, just in case na nagkaroon ng pagkasira dun sa disk mo, meron ka kagad na backup na pwede mo na i-restore, 'di ba? So hindi magiging, 'di ba, usually ang disk no biglang nasisira, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng problema. 'Di ba? And to the point, nagkakaroon ng tinatawag natin na bad sector. Ay pag nagkaroon ng bad sector, kung ano man ang tinamaan ng data na yun, ay hindi mahirapan ka nang to recover, 'di ba? So that is yung tatlo sa physical environment. Now, syempre hindi lang naman kasi natin, no, hindi lang naman kasi yun, no. Okay. Now, ang isa rin sa mga physical environment and security na ini-implement yung limited access to computer rooms. Kung saan nakalagay mismo yung computer rooms o yung data o yung mga tinatawag na mainframe o yung mga database dapat protected diyan physically. Physically na hindi makaka-access ang mga pangkaraniwan tao. Hindi dapat authorized lang, no? So ano yung mga ginagamit dito? Yung ID badges, no? O kaya yung mga card keys o kaya biometrics, no? Okay. Now, another yung video surveillance of the equipment. O 'di ba para na sa ganun, alam mo baka mamaya, 'di ba? Meron din kang mga sabihin natin ninakaw yung PC, 'di ba? O ninakaw yung gamit. So yung video surveillance is one way no para to prevent those no yung mga theft, no? Okay, o kaya yung mga ma-identify mo yung mga unauthorized person, no, na pumasok. Logs of person entering and exiting the computer room. Now, dati merong physical yung logbook. And because of the invention, yung mga biometrics and yung mga card keys, actually, once na sinwipe mo yun, automatic maglalagay na ng log, identifying kung sino yung mga pumasok. Okay, lock storage and backup data and office backup data. Okay, usually yung backup data is one way, no, to baka mamaya kung nyari nasira yung computer, yun nga magkakaroon ng sabihin natin ng way, no, to restore yung mga data. Okay, now yung business continuity. Now yung business continuity, actually dapat meron yung company na team, no, that will handle just in case there are emergencies. 'Di ba sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang bansa natin o tayo ay nakatayo do sa bansa natin na we are prone, no, to sa mga typhoons, sa earthquake and other natural calamities. Now, dalawa kasi, 'di ba, natural calamities and also man-made. Now, just in case nangyari yan, yung mga sinasabi nating mga risks na yan, that are risks, 'di ba? Eh meron ka dapat na business continuity planning. Kumbaga ito yung plan B, 'di ba? O kunyari nagkaroon ng earthquake, nasira yung nasira yung kunyari yung mga computers mo. Eh hindi ka na makakapag 'di ba dapat ang objective mo dapat makakapag-operate ka pa rin, 'di ba? So ano ngayon ang gagawin mo? So ito nga, dapat merong continuity planning. It is a proactive program for considering risk to the continuation of the business and developing plans and procedure to reduce those risks. Like for example, 'di ba, sa mga eskwelahan, 'di ba, may earthquake drill. 'Di ba? Yung earthquake drill na yun is to ensure na yung mga tao ay magiging ligtas during the earthquake. Now, dito naman sa business continuity planning, may mga way din, no? Ito naman yung way na para na sa gano'n, maprotektahan mo yung data at makakapag-continue ka ng iyong operasyon. Di ba? Now, a strategy for backup and restoration of IT system to include redundant server, no? Data storage, daily incremental backup, a backup of weekly changes, and offsite storage and daily and weekly backup. Now, yung offsite storage, actually, ito yung maaring siguro through cyberspace, di ba? Yung mga Google Drive, di ba? Nagbabayad na ganun. O kaya sabihin na natin to continue yung disaster recovery plan. Di ba? So, para ma-implement. Actually, ang mga company, meron silang designated na mga person, no? Alam na nila kung ano yung gagawin nila based on their, sabihin natin, magiging responsibility as a disaster recovery plan team, no? Yung team ng disaster recovery plan. So, may kanya-kanya na silang trabaho. Ito yung gagawin mo, ito yung gagawin mo. Kukunin mo yung hard disk, ikaw naman, ito yung gagawin mo, isi-set up mo na. Kumbaga may kanya-kanya na silang gagawin. Parang automatic na, just in case na gano'n yun, in case na nagkaroon ng problema, automatic alam na nila yung gagawin. At may hotline yun, ha. Yung hotline na yun, they can be contacted right away, just in case nagkaroon nga ng problema. Because time is essence, di ba? Now, ano ngayon yung mga nito? Ano ngayon yung mga nito, yung hotspot? Sometimes, 'di ba, meron ka, 'di ba, kunyari karon ni earthquake, nasira yung building. Ay saan ka ngayon mag-ooperate ngayon para to continue your operation? Now, pag tinawag natin na hotspot, ito ay isang space, no, with facility na kagad. Meron ng mga set of computers. I-upload mo na lang yung mga data mo, 'di ba? Yung isa naman, yung cold spot naman, ito naman ay isang space na wala namang computer. Kumbaga mag-a-assemble ka pa ng computer at saka mo pa siya i-upload yung mga data para makapag-operate ka. So yun yung pinagkaiba ng hotspot and cold spot. Okay, madalas na lumalabas to sa CPA board exam, tong hotspot and cold spot. So application of software and application control, no? So sa input natin, ito na ngayon yung pangalawa. Kanina yung general control, di ba? O ito na ngayon yung application control. Okay, ito na yung pangalawa. Okay, ito ay para doon na ngayon sa mga application software. Okay, now tandaan natin class, sa operation natin, merong input, merong processing, at meron ding output. Now, sa bawat sa bawat ginagawa natin ng input, processing, and output, may mga corresponding control yan. No? Ano yung control? Katulad doon sa input, yung source document control, standard procedures for data preparation and error handling, program edit checks, and control totals and reconciliation. Now, para naman sa processing naman, sa processing control and control totals. Now, mamaya ibibigay natin isa-isa, no? Kung ano-ano yung mga yan. Now, limit and range test, no? Okay, hindi natin nabanggit. Reasonable and sign test, no? Okay, sa output naman, eto, maintain procedures to protect output from authorized access. And requirement for users to sign off on the receipt of output for sensitive data. Ha? Okay. O, ilagay natin ngayon dito, isa-isain natin. Now, sa input controls, okay, yung form design, doon muna tayo sa source document control. Okay, ang source document, ito yung pinaka, sabihin natin, yung magiging basis kung paano, kung basis mo na meron kang ipapasok na transaksyon. Diba? Now, sa source document natin, meron tayong mga form design. Now, usually, itong mga form design nito, pag pinasok natin yung details ng mismong source document, ay kaya nating imaipasok ng mabilis at accurately dun sa computer. So, both source document and input screen should be well designed so that they are easy to understand and use. Di ba parang madali mo na kagad ma-pick up kagad, no? Now, doon sa form designs na yan, dapat parang halos parehas lang sila, 'di ba? Kung ilalagay mo yung information. Pero ngayon kasi meron nang 'di ba? Meron ng other sabihin natin that will help, no, yung kunyari sabihin natin barcode, 'di ba? So automatic yan. Okay. Another, yung form authorization and control. The document must contain an area for authorization, meaning yung sa pagpirma. 'Di ba? So dapat meron meron siyang yung parang katulad sa cheque, 'di ba? Yung signatory. So, dapat merong pirma, 'di ba? Usually ang ginagawa natin prepared by, checked by, and approved by, 'di ba? Usually dapat meron kang ganun. So there is a check and balance. Now, may dapat ang form din ay pre-numbered and blank source document should be controlled and being kept. Now, pag sinabi natin yung blank source document, 'di ba? Ang pre-number kasi yan ay mga sabihin natin accountable forms. Ibig sabihin, maaring pag nawala yan, malaking problema. So dapat yan na ini-inventory yan at nasa maayos na merong lock, no? Kasi baka mamaya magamit, no? Okay, retention of source document should be retained and filled in a manner that allow for easy retrieval. Ha? So, nasa paano nyo na yun kung paano nyo aayusin yung document, di ba? So, first in, first out ba o di ba? O last in, last out, di ba? Parang ganun, no? Kumbaga parang kung ito muna no, nasa ibabaw yung pinaka-latest, di ba? Nasa inyo na yung kung paano yung ang objective naman dito yung easy retrieval. Okay. Now, input controls na tayo, no? So, data preparation, the procedure is to collect the prepared source document. Now, class, lalo na, no, kunyari, bago mo ipasok, usually meron pang mga documents na ina-attach yan. Like, for example, do sa batch processing. Now, sa batch processing, meron pang nilalagay na, na batch, no, header. Diba? Nakalagay doon. So, bago ipasok. Diba? So, that is part of data preparation. Error handling. If errors are discovered, they should be logged, investigated, corrected, and resubmitted for processing. Now, wag natin baliwalain yung mga error log, no? So, dapat yan, every time na magkakaroon ng error log, ay dapat iniimbestigahan. Ha? Okay, input controls, program input, validation checks, no? Okay, eto marami to, no? Okay, kunyari, nakapasok ka na ngayon sa computer. Habang nagpapasok ka, habang nagpapasok ka, ngayon, merong mga different controls pa rin, no? Habang nagpapasok ka ng dokumento. Okay, ang una, yung field check. Yung field check, yung mga blanco, di ba? Maglalagay ka ng pangalan. Kunyari, may form sa internet. O kunyari sa, lalagyan mo ng mga, sabihin natin, ng information. So, it examines the field to determine whether the appropriate type, alpha or numeric of data was entered. Like for example, yung field check, ang tinatanggap lang niya is letters, ay naglagay ka ng number, o hindi niya tatanggapin yun. Mag-e-error, no? So, yun yung ano natin, field check. Validity check, examine to a field to ensure that the data entry in the field is valid compared with pre-existing list of acceptable values. Okay, example nito, nilagay mo. So, kunyari, nagpi-fill up ka, parent, di ba? Nilagay mo yung father. Okay, nilagay mo, pangalan. Tapos, nilagay mo naman, doon sa pangalawa, address na. Hindi niya tatanggapin yun. No? Kasi ang hinihingi yung parent, 'di ba? Name of parent. Limit check has only an upper limit. Okay. Yung limit check, ibig sabihin, kunyari hanggang 10, kunyari cellphone number, 'di ba? Ang maximum ng cellphone number is 10. O pag naglagay ka ng 11, hindi niya natatanggapin. 'Di ba? So that is yung upper limit, hanggang 10 lang. Okay, sometimes ang ano pa nga doon 'di ba? Alam ko 10 'di ba? 10 lang. Now, ano ang kaibahan naman niya doon sa range check? Ito naman, merong upper at lower limit. 'Di ba? So, hindi niya tatanggapin. Kunyari, sabihin natin, 5 numero o hanggang 7. O, pag pag mababa sa 5, hindi niya tatanggapin. Pag mas taas sa 7, hindi niya rin tatanggapin. So, yun yung range check. Reasonable check compares the value in the field, those field to which related to determine whether his value is reasonable. Okay. Completeness check, access the critical fields in input screen to make sure that the value in those fields. Now, sometimes, di ba, kunyari, nagsasubmit ka. Di ba, one good example na ito, yung ginagawa nyo na, Google Form. Di ba, kunyari, akala nyo nasagutan niya na. Pag sinasubmit nyo na, ayaw masubmit. Yung pala, meron pala kayong hindi pa nasagutan. So, that is yung completeness check. Sign check. Examine to field and determine that it has appropriate sign, positive or negative. Diba? Okay. So, yun naman, no? Kung nalagay mo negative, yun pala positive. No? Sequence check. Okay. Ensures that the batch of the transaction is sorted in order but does not help find missing transaction because of checks only sequence, not completeness. Now, ito naman pagkakasunod-sunod. Like for example, 001, ang pinapasok mo na 003. Hindi niya tatanggapin yung 003 kasi hahanapin niya muna yung 002. O that yung sequence check. Ha? Self-checking digit. Self-checking digit is an extra digit added to coded identification number determined by mathematical algorithm. Okay, ang good control nito, 'di ba? Kunyari, ang talagang dapat mo lang na ipapasok 3533. Okay, ang computer nag-a-add pa siya ng additional number do sa huli. Okay, that is yung self-checking digit. Ha? Okay. Now, another yung control totals, no? Okay, ito naman yung ano na, no? Control totals and reconciliation, no? So, sa control totals, yung ilan yung pinasok mo. 'Di ba? Parang i-check mo kung tama ba yung lahat ng naipasok mo o may nadoble ka o may kulang ka. So, are subtotals of fields for an entire batch of transaction. Now, another yung record count. Ilang ba documents ang naipasok? O kunyari 12 o binilang mo physically yung documents 13 o merong hindi naipasok na isa. Okay, it are simple count of the numbers of records processed. Now, yung batch total naman are total of financial data such as total gross pay or total federal tax deducted. No, ito naman yung yung sa kabuuan, ito sa batch processing. Now, hash total naman are totals of field that have no apparent logical reason to be added. Okay, itong hash total nito is a control. Parang walang walang kwenta. Pero ito ay ginagamit to check, no, kung tama, no? Kung tama yung mga naipasok. Okay, now doon na tayo ngayon sa processing control, no? Computer processing. Now, sa computer processing, ang dalawa yung ating concern, no? Yung accuracy of the software na ginagamit. No, software is tested prior to implementation and must regularly tested hereafter. Yung ginagamit mong application to process, no, yung mga data into information. Now, another na natin, yung limit, range, and reasonable check. Okay, to be able to check yung mga na-process na ng mga documents. Hindi lang ito para dun sa input. Ha? If errors are discovered, they should be logged, investigated, corrected, and resubmitted for processing. And then yung computer logs, no? Actually, whatever yung na-process, dapat may logs. Ano yung mga na-process. Okay. So, production run logs and error listing can be regularly examined to prevent, detect, and correct other errors. Okay, sa output control naman, dalawa. No? Okay, yung accuracy and completeness of the report. No? So, yung output dapat na report can be reconciled to control totals and any error patterns. No? Actually, yung mga errors na yan should be logged and properly corrected. Now, yung mga patterns na yan dapat pinag-aaralan. Kasi baka mamaya may problema. 'Di ba? Lagi na lang ito yung ano natin, error natin. Eh dapat imbestigahan na kaagad. 'Di ba? Okay. Now, ang sumunod, ang isa pang mga concern when it comes to output control ay yung confidentiality ng mga report. Okay, dapat yung mga report should not fall into the wrong hands and establish the guide, the retention and disposal output. Now, ibig sabihin, 'di ba, dun din sa ano natin, dun sa user's profile, 'di ba? Nandun lang kung ano yung matatanggap mo na report. 'Di ba? Kunyari, student, hindi niya matatanggap yung lahat ng report ng grades, lahat ng section. Teacher lang 'yun, 'di ba? Ngayon kung sakaling kunyari approval naman, eh yung mas-higher up sa akin, 'di ba, yung program head, 'di ba? Now, when it comes to confidentiality, din yung mga sabihin natin, yung mga reports na sabihin natin, may mga mali, 'di ba? Ang ginagawa lang natin, nilulukot lang natin at tinatapon sa basurahan. And then merong tamang policy, no? O may tamang pamamaraan para sa mga klase ng ganun ng disposal. And usually, yan ay sinishred, lalo na kung ito ay confidential, no? Confidential, sinishred to. At merong klase ng shredder na nire-recommend, no? Lalo na dito sa data privacy. Kasi kahit na na-shred mo na yan ng ordinaryong shredder, na ipapakabit-kabit pa rin at nalalaman pa rin nila yung mga information. So dapat meron kang shredder na talagang pinong-pino talaga na masasabi natin na masisira yung document. Lalo na yung sabihin natin may confidential, no? Okay, number 3 na tayo, no? Medyo mahaba yung ating discussion kasi itong ating maganda to no? So maintenance of accounting internal control. Okay. Now, class, mami-maintain natin o tama o yung magiging natin, no? Yung sa control natin kung sumusunod tayo dito sa tatlo. And usually ito yung tatlo, no? Yung una, yung COVID-5 framework. Okay. Yung pangalawa naman yung COSO framework, no? At saka yung pangatlo yung COSO enterprise risk, no? Framework. O yung tatlo na yan. Now, when it comes to assessment of internal control, yung COSO framework, no, yung ginagamit natin. When it comes to identification naman ng COSO ng risk, yung COSO enterprise risk. Okay. So, pagliwanag natin isa-isa, no? Now, yung COVID-5 framework, no? COVID is an IT governance framework for business wanting to implement, monitor, and improve IT management best practices. Actually, ang COVID is the acronym for Control, Objectives, for Information and Related Technologies. No? Now, ang COVID originating in the late 1990s, no? Ito yung history niya. It offers the structured framework to navigate an intricate realm of IT governance and management. Now, yung COVID underscores the integration of IT and business goals, no? So, ina-align niya. Ha? Now, the COVID framework is created by ISACA to bridge the crucial gap between technical issues, business risk, and control requirement. Sorry. Now, ISACA that is Information System Audit and Control Association. Ha? Yan yung gumawa ng COVID framework. Okay, ano ba yung benefits of COVID adoption? It enhances the resource utilization, strategic alignment, no? Okay, improve decision making, regulatory compliance, and risk mitigation. Ha? Now, why COVID is important? The goal of the COVID framework is to provide a common language for IT professionals, no? Business executives and compliance auditor to communicate with each other about IT control goals and objective and outcomes. Now, itong ano nito, yung COVID-5, parang sabihin natin, ito yung standard. 'Di ba? Kumbaga parang pare-parehas tayo. Kumbaga yung pagkakaintindi, kunyari ako nag-audit ng IT, 'di ba? I-audit ko. Now, pag in-audit ko 'to, titingnan ko lang yung COVID, 'di ba? Parang ibig sabihin natin, kumbaga maging pare-parehas tayo. Kumbaga lahat tayo magkakaroon ng parehas na sabihin natin ng resulta. Kung just in case we try to audit yung IT, no? 'Di ba? Hindi tayo magkakaroon ng iba-iba ng pananaw, 'di ba? So pinag-iisa. Without a common language, the enterprise under audit runs the risk of having to educate individual auditors about when, where, and how, why specific IT controls were created. Okay, so maiwasan yung confusion, no? O hindi pagkakaunawaan. Now, COVID-5 key principles, no? Ito yung separate governance from management, enable holistic approach, apply single integrated framework, okay, meet the needs of the stakeholders, at saka covers the enterprise end-to-end, no? Now, ito yun, no? Yung 10 na yan, no? O, yan na lang, basahin nyo na lang yan, ha? So, addressing stakeholders' needs, embracing end-to-end enterprise coverage, integration of a singular framework, facilitating holistic approach to risk management, delineating governance and management, thriving on process focus, crafting clear process structure, harmonizing governance and management enablers, championing continuous improvement, and tailoring for organizational fit. That is yung COVID principles. Now, dito baka mamaya magutla kayo. Okay. Now, yung control objectives for information and related technologies on COVID. Now, that allows a security and control framework that allows management to benchmark the security and control practices of IT environment. Kumbaga parang sabihin niya, actually mamaya may papakita ko sa inyo, no? Para ma-test mo, meron kasing self-test eh. 'Di ba? Kunyari kung yung before you nagse-self-test ka o may mga checklist, no? Users of IT services to be assured that adequate security and control exists, no? An auditor to substantiate their internal control opinion and advise on IT security and control matters. Now, ang natin yung COVID-5, there are 32 management processes that are broken down into the following 4 domains. No? So, align, plan, organize, or APO, build, acquire, and implement by, delivery services and support DSS, monitor, evaluate, and assess or MEA. No? Now, actually, itong management processes nito ay mga checklist. No? So, ito yun. No? Okay, so, sandali, bago ko pakita sa inyo yun. No? So, yung COVID-5 governance and management areas, no? So, evaluate, direct. Actually, no? Parang cycle. O yan. So yung management, dadaan dun sa plan, build, run, and monitor. No? Okay, so after yun, ma-benchmark dun sa yung 4 na yan, dun sa management. Okay, so magbibigay uli yan to evaluate. O ano yung continuous improvement. No? So papasok dito yung continuous improvement. Okay. So ito yung reference model, no? Dami, no? Actually, class, ito ay may mga checklist, no? So titignan mo na lang yung IT infrastructure as compared dito, no? So makikita mo ngayon yung mga sabihin natin na vulnerabilities. Okay, so yan din ang magiging basis, no, ng auditor just in case mag-audit, no? Okay. Now, dito naman tayo sa COSO of Internal Control Framework, no? So ang ibig sabihin naman ng COSO, Committee of Sponsoring Organization. Ito ay private sector group consisting of American Accounting Association o AAA, the ICPA, the Institute of Internal Auditor, Institute of Management Accountant, and Financial Executive Institute. No? So mga malalaking organization. No? So, internal control or integrated framework, a COSO framework that defines the internal control and provide guidance for evaluating and enhancing internal control system. Now, ito yung ginagamit no, sa COSO when it comes to internal control, not only for IT. Yung COVID-5, that is for IT. No? Actually, ginagamit din yung COSO kasi yung COSO naman, di ba, ang ano naman natin, meron tayong physical, yung mga ganun. Enterprise Risk Management naman, Integrated Framework or ERM, actually, it is also a COSO. Kaya lang, meron pang siyang 3 additional elements. No? Okay, so, ano na. At saka yan ay pangkalahatan. No? So, there are 5 components of COSO internal control model. Okay, yung control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, and monitoring. O isa-isahin natin ngayong ipaliwanag yan. Now, control environment. No? Now, yung control environment, ito yung pinaka-foundation of all components of internal control. No? It is the core of the business of is its people in their individual attributes, including integrity, discipline, ethical values, and competence, and the environment which they operate. No? They are the engine that drives the organization and foundation to which everything rests. So, ito yung commitment to integrity and ethics, internal control oversight no by the board of directors, independent of management. Now, yung ano natin, yung ating merong independent no, 'di ba, para sa internal audit, 'di ba? Yung ano natin sa board of directors, nakalimutan ko no. Okay, structures of reporting lines, mamaya pag ano na hindi ano ko na no, ibabanggitin. Ha? Structures, reporting lines, and appropriate responsibility in the pursuit of objective established by management and overseen of the board. Now, a commitment to attract, develop, and retain competent individuals no, and alignment with objectives. Holding individuals accountable for their internal control responsibility in pursuit of objectives. Now, class, ito yung ano natin, no, whatever yung sa control environment. Actually, ito yung mga policies implemented when it comes to hiring, when it comes to internal audit, 'di ba? Yung ano natin, yung created by the board of directors, no? Yung ano natin. Audit committee, 'di ba? Yung audit committee. That is the one, no? Parang involved. So, risk assessment naman. Now, the organization must identify, analyze, and manage its risk, no? Managing risk is a dynamic process. Pag sinabi nating dynamic process yan, continuously. Oh. Actually, kaya meron tayong tinatawag na ERM, no? Enterprise Risk Management. Wherein lahat talaga sa buong enterprise, they try to identify and assess yung mga risk na maaari makaapekto sa operasyon ng kumpanya. Ha? Kaya sinabi natin dynamic process. Now, the management must consider changes in the external environment and within the business that may obstacle to its objectives. Okay, now yung mga risks na yun, yung mga obstacles na yun. Specifying objectives clearly enough for risks to be identified and assessed. Okay, identifying and analyzing risks to determine how they should be managed. Considering the potential of fraud, no, based do sa risk na na-identify. Identifying and assessing change that could significantly impact the system of internal. Now, dito na tayo ngayon sa control activities. Now, sa control activities naman, control policies and procedures help ensure that the action identified the management to address the risk and achieve the organizational objectives are effectively carried out. No? So ano ba yung mga control activities, like for example safeguarding of yung segregation of duties, that is yung mga control activities. Now control activities are performed at all levels, no? And at the various stages within the business process and over the technology. Okay, ang include dito selecting and developing controls that might help mitigate risk to an acceptable level. Selecting and developing general control activities over technology. And deploying control activities as specified in the policies and relevant procedures. Now, ano yung mga example ng mga control activities? Authorization of transaction. O dito yung may mga limit tayo, 'di ba? Hindi naman dapat lahat ano, parang solely siya lang ang mag-o-authorize. Dapat meron tayong check and balance, no? When it comes to authorization. Pangalawa, meron tayong tinatawag na segregation of duties. Kung saan yung mga incompatible, like for example, recording and receiving cash, 'di ba? Recording hindi pwede 'yun, that is incompatible, 'di ba? So, meron dapat naka-segregate. Now, it is also a challenge for IT. Ngayon, kung magkakaroon ka ng segregation of duties, now, tignan mo, dapat naka-define, no? Naka-define yung kanyang user profile na hindi siya solely na nag-a-approve, 'di ba? For example, siya yung gumawa, siya rin yung nag-a-approve. Okay, so dapat properly define, no, yung user's profile. Okay, para ma-implement talaga yung segregation of duties. Now, adequate records and documents, no? So, ito yung tinatawag natin, meron pa rin tayong makikita na document that will prove, no, yung transaction. Now, security of assets and documents and independent check and reconciliation. O, meron tayong check and balance, ha? Okay. Now, information and communication. Now, information and communication system capture and exchange the information needed to conduct, manage, and control the organization's operation. Now, communication must occur internally and externally to provide information needed to carry out day-to-day internal control activities. Now, sa IT, dapat nakadefine din yung sa user profile kung ano lang ang reports na maaring matanggap. Okay, based nga doon sa job responsibilities. Ha? So nakalagay doon, like for example, managers, ang makaka-receive lang ng mga ganitong reports. O how about naman kung kunyari, staff ka, ano lang yung marireceive mo? So dapat naka-define doon. Ha? Okay. Now, obtaining or generating relevant high-quality information to support internal control. Now, internally communicating information, including objectives and responsibilities necessary to support and other components of internal control. Okay, and then communicating relevant internal control matters to external parties. Now, dapat meron tayong mga control niya, no? 'Di ba? Sabi nga natin, isa sa mga specific na concern natin when it comes to information o ilalabas na information or communication, eh dapat maprotektahan natin yung accuracy, 'di ba? Concern natin is accuracy and also yung privacy, no? Okay, yung confidentiality ng information. Okay, monitoring. The entire process must be monitored and modification made as necessary so the system can change as condition and warrant. Now, kaya nga 'di ba yung internal audit, 'di ba? Internal audit and even the external audit can help, no? Para to assess yung mga controls that are in place. Kasi baka mamaya hindi na pala siya effective, 'di ba? Hindi na siya efficient, 'di ba? So therefore kailangan niya through the internal audit na mo-monitor, 'di ba? Kasi kung nito ay meron ng defect, then they can recommend internal audit or even the external audit can recommend, no? Can make recommendation, no, to improve yung state ng internal control. Okay. So, deficiencies are communicated in a timely manner, okay, with serious matter reported to senior management and the board. Now, kunyari sabihin na natin there are sabihin natin merong breakdown when it comes to internal control, no? So, kailangan i-communicate mo na kaagad, no? As an internal auditor o kaya kunyari sabihin natin internal auditor ka, 'di ba? I-communicate mo na kaagad kasi must be baka mamaya there is a fraud na involved, no? Okay, so kung para na sa ganun makakagawa ka agad ng pamamaraan, no? Kasi pag mga ganyan kunyari may fraud, eh kailangan masiwataan na kaagad 'yun, 'di ba? Okay, selecting and developing and performing ongoing or separate evaluation of the components of internal control. Now, evaluating and communication deficiencies to those responsible for corrective actions including senior management. Now, pag sinabi nating deficiencies, kulang pa yung control na naka-in place, 'di ba? So, kunyari sabihin na natin pera, abay bolt lang. Baka lagyan pa natin ng another door na may lock, no, to further it. O kaya maglagay tayo ng surveillance camera. O, 'di ba? So that will add additional layer of protection, no? Okay. Okay, number 4 na tayo, no? Dito na tayo sa COSO Enterprise Risk, no? Okay. Now, yung COSO originally created the Enterprise Risk Management o yung ERM. Okay, so ito na ngayon, 'di ba? Identification of all risk, no? Doon sa lahat ng sa lahat na sa buong enterprise, no? Okay. So which actually ito ay 1992, no, na na-create, no? Which was shaped like a pyramid and focused on the evaluation of existing internal control. Now, dito may encounter nyo yung COSO Cube, no? Which is focused on design implementation of risk management framework. Now, the COSO Cube become a widely accepted framework, no? For organization to use, it become established model that could be used in different environment worldwide. Okay, so ito yung sinatawag natin na COSO Cube, no? So nandyan yan, no? So aanihin natin yung strategic, operation, reporting, and compliance, no? Now, yung sumunod sa side naman yun, subsidiary, business division, and entity. Okay, so nakaano dyan kung ano yung mga specific na internal environment, objective setting, risk assessment, risk response, control activities, information and communication, and monitoring. Now, iba-iba, no? Depende kung strategic, operation, reporting, or compliance. At iba rin kung ikaw ay subsidiary, business unit, division, and entity level. Now, the internal environment or company culture, no? So, isa-isahin natin, no, na i-define, no? So, unahin muna natin yung internal environment. So, yung company culture, influence how the organization establish strategies and objectives, structure business activities, and identify, assess, and respond to risks. Okay. So, ayan yung mga ano niya, no? Management philosophy when it comes to culture, ito yung mga sinasabi natin, no, sinasakop, 'di ba? Ang culture yung mga nakagawian na, 'di ba? Yung mga ibig sabihin, 'di ba, may iba-iba yung sa isang organization, may kanya-kanyang kultura, 'di ba? Okay, so kung paano ka gagalaw, 'di ba, doon, 'di ba? Ito, sabihin natin kunyari ang kultura dito, laging nagpapakain pag birthday, o part ng culture 'yun, 'di ba? Okay, ano lang 'yun, I just ginawa ko lang na para maging obvious. Now, ano yung mga include doon sa culture, no? Yung management philosophy, operating style and risk appetite, commitment to integrity, ethical values, and competence, internal control oversight by the board of directors, organizational structure, method of assigning authority and responsibility, human resource standard that attract, develop, and retain competent individuals, and external influences. Now, yung sumunod naman yung objective setting. Okay. Now, doon sa objective setting natin, 'di ba? Meron na talaga tayo, yung every company merong mission, vision, 'di ba? Actually, that yung strategic objectives. It is a high-level goals that are aligned with the support of the company's mission and creates the shareholders value. Okay. Now, operational objectives, actually, ito yan eh. No? Operation objectives that deals with effectiveness and efficiency of company operation. Now, yung reporting objectives naman help to ensure accuracy and completeness and reliability of company reports, no? Okay. Now, yung compliance objectives naman, okay, objectives to help the company comply with all applicable laws and regulation, no? So, now, ito naman para dun sa risk assessment, no? Okay. Now, yung event identification muna, no? So, event identification, a positive or negative incident or occurrence from internal or external sources that affect the implementation of strategy or achievement of objectives. Okay, so, di ba kunyari, baka biglang kunyari ganito, biglang nagtayo, kunyari sabihin natin, yung Tesla, sabihin lang natin that is one of the company na sabihin natin EV. Biglang sumulpot yung BYD. That is a competitor. So that is an event. Biglang nagano. O kaya biglang kunyari sabihin natin nagbaba ng presyo. O kaya biglang nalugi yung competitor. That is an event. Okay, that may affect, no, yung maari yung internal control, maaring apekto. O that is a risk, 'di ba? Kunyari biglang ka nagkaroon ng competitor bigla, 'di ba? Okay. So that is yung risk assessment, no? Okay. Now, yung risk assessment and risk response, no? The risk of the identified event are assessed in several different ways. Now, paano natin siya tinitingnan? Likelihood, 'di ba? There is a probable ba, possible ba, o remote, no? Yung magiging epekto ng risk na 'yon. Now, positive and negative impacts, individually and by category, okay, and their effect on the organizational units and on inherent and residual basis. Pag sinabi kasi nating residual basis, nag-in-apply na natin yung internal control do sa risk, meron pa ring risk na ano. Kumbaga hindi lahat kayang um, ma-solve nung internal control yung risk, no? So may natira pa rin, may residual. So that is yung residual basis, no? Now, inherent risk, the susceptibility of the set of accounts of transaction to significant control problem in the absence of internal control. Now, in inherent risk, meron na talaga yan. Nandyan na yan. 'Di ba? O, kunyari, sabihin na natin, ang cash, kaya maraming siyang control kasi mataas yung kanyang inherent risk. Kumbaga, 'di ba, ang inherent risk niyan, madaling mawala ang pera as compared to other asset. 'Di ba? O, that is inherent risk. Now, residual risk naman, the risk that remain after the management implement the internal control or some other response to risk. O, 'di ba yung katulad ng pagpapaliwanag ko sa inyo, kumbaga, merong nang inilagay na control pero may natira pa rin. Kumbaga, hindi pa rin lahat ma-anticipate. Okay. Now, ito yung ginagawa natin when it comes to risk response, no? Identify the events or threat that confront the company. Estimate the likelihood or probability of each threat occurring, no? Now, estimate the impact or potential loss from each threat. Kasi kaya mo ginagawa 'yon, ano ba yung magiging priority mo? 'Di ba? Kaya natin ini-estimate 'yan, tsaka ini-estimate natin yung impact, para malaman mo kung ano ang ipa-prioritize mo. Eh di siyempre kung ito ay malaki yung loss, ito i-prioritize mo. Now, identify the controls to guard against each threat. Okay. Now, sumunod diyan, estimate the cost and benefit from instituting control. O siyempre ito, yung sabi natin, yung benefit against do sa cost, no? Okay. And then ito, it is cost beneficial to protect the system from the threat. Kung yes, okay, reduce the risk by implementing controls by guard against the threat. Okay, kung no naman, avoid, share, or accept the risk. Now, pag sinabi nating avoid, okay, or share, or accept the risk, okay, accept talagang ibig sabihin, andyan, wala na tayong magagawa. Maaaring talagang mangyari yan. Pero pag sinabi nating avoid or share, ito, kukuha tayo ng insurance. 'Di ba? To transfer yung risk. 'Di ba kunyari ito magkakaroon tayo ng possible loss dito kasi magiging impact niya. O di kumuha tayo ng insurance na sa ganun may transfer natin yung risk. So yun yung ibig sabihin niyan. Now babalik ka ulit dun sa identify events kasi that is sabihin natin na paulit-ulit kasi nga 'di ba ang kanina sinabi natin continuous yung yung assessment ng risk. 'Di ba? Kasi iba-iba yung risk na hindi naman laging regular 'yan eh. Iba-iba yung pangyayari, 'di ba? O kunyari biglang lumindol, hindi mo naman inaasahan, biglang lumindol o meron palang assess na risk na gano'n, 'di ba? O. Now, cost of enterprise, okay, sumunod yung control activities. Now, yung control activities that includes policies, procedures, and rules that provide reasonable assurance the control objective are met and risk response are carried out. Now, proper authorization of transaction and activities. Okay, isa ito no sa mga control activities. Segregation of duties, no? Okay, katulad ng authorization, custody, and recording, di ba? So, yan, magkakahiwalay yan. System administration, network management, security management, and change management. So, ibig sabihin, ito magkakahiwalay ito. Hindi ito pwedeng iisang tao lang ang may control. User system analysis, programming, computer operation, information system library, and data control. Okay. So, Pang-apat, project development and acquisition control, change management control, no? Okay. Design and use of documents and records, safeguarding asset records and data, and independent check on performance. Now, yung independent check on performance, that's yung auditor. But there are also yung kunyari nga, yung mag-a-assess sa inyo, ISO, that is one of the organization to assess, no, yung performance. And also yung when it comes to quality, no? That is yung quality. But also there are also yung mga sabihin natin, yung mga nasa nasa computer, mga company, no, kunyari titignan nila yung internal control, they will assess, o yung COVID-5, yung mag-o-audit sila, no? So chine-check nila. Okay, yung sumunod naman, information and communication, no? The primary purpose of the accounting information system is to gather, record, process, store, summarize, and communicate the information about the organization. Now, ang kailangan lang dito, yung understanding how transactions are initiated, data are captured, files are accessed and updated, data are processed, and information is reported, no? Okay, so that includes also yung sandali, no? Includes understanding of accounting records, procedures, supporting documents, and financial statement. Now, provide an audit trail, no, which allow transaction to be traced back and forth between the origination and the financial statement, no? Yung mga source document, no? Kumbaga, from the financial statement, papunta dun sa source document. Ha? Okay. Monitoring na tayo. Now, syempre, yung natin, yung meron ding feedback, 'di ba? Yung monitoring, kasi kung hindi naman, 'di ba, nagbabago kasi yung business environment. At nagbabago din yung pamamaraan, no? So therefore, tinitingnan 'yan kung yung risk, na ma-identify yung risk, yung mga possible risk, no? Like for example, during the COVID, nung panahon ng COVID, 'di ba? COVID time, 'di ba? So nagbago yung way ng pagbabayad. So more of naging dependent sa pagbabayad through online, o yung sinasabi natin ng mga application program, like for example yung mga GCash, 'di ba, sa pagbabayad. At dumami din yung mga, sabihin natin, na mga fraud involving those, no, yung klase ng way ng pagbabayad. So therefore, nag-create ng risk. Kaya nga sa mga bago, nagbabago din yung yung lalo na when it comes to yung adoption ng AI, magbabago uli. So therefore, ma-identify mo uli yung mga risk na or possible risk na maaaring makaapekto dun sa kumpanya. Now, use of responsibility accounting system, monitor the system, track the purchase software and mobile devices, no? Okay, so actually ito yung mga karaniwang pinanggagalingan, no? Minsan din ng mga virus, no? Employ a computer security officer and chief compliance officer. Okay, ito ay para sa mga malalaking kumpanya, no? Kasi kung maliit na kumpanya, baka wala ang ganito, no? Pero dapat you must be assured also na dapat meron kang tamang control and identification of risk, no? And paglalapat ng control do sa mga risk na yun, no? Engage forensic specialist. Now, yung forensic specialist, ito yung mga sabihin natin na mas malalim ang pag-aaral dun sa mga risk, no, na maaaring makaapekto dun sa kumpanya. Ha? Install fraud detection software. Ha? Okay. And implement a fraud hotline sa mga magsusumbong, no? Okay. Now, reasonable assurance of internal control. Now, pag sinabi nating reasonable assurance means the control achieve a sensible balance of reducing risk when compared with the cost of control. Okay, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin balance lang, 'di ba? Now, sinasabi rin natin kanina na kahit anong ganda pa, no, na ininstall mo na internal control to anticipate yung mga identified na risk, no, maaring ito ay hindi gumana ayon sa iyong objective o ayon sa iyong expectation. Now, sometimes kasi merong mga flawed judgment that are applied in decision making. Okay. Sometimes may mga management, oh naku, ano lang, baka nagkaano lang yan, wag na. Minsan ganito, sir, ito in actual, meron hong lumabas na ano na error report. Naku, gabi na, wag na tayo na bukas na yan. O yun pala, may malaki palang problema. O, that is a flawed judgment. Now, human error exists in every organization. Now, yung human error, okay sana. Pero sometimes, there are connivance. Diba? Kumbaga, sinadya. Merong pagkakampi-kampi. O therefore, nawawala na ngayon yung check and balance. Okay, another, controls can be circumvented or ignored. As I said, no? Controls may not be cost beneficial. O, di ba? Baka mamaya ininstallan mo ng napakagastos na internal control pero hindi pa rin na siwata. Kasi nga hindi nga lahat makikita, di ba? So that is yung reasonable assurance. Okay, so thank you class, thank you sa inyong pakikinig. And before before natin tapusin talaga yung ating naging discussion na medyo mahaba-haba, di ba? Kasi mahaba yung ating topic, no? Okay. God will ensure my success in accordance with His plan, not mine. Okay, ha? So that is a very good quote, no? From Francis Chan. Okay. So don't forget nga pala, no? Yung ating student reflection, no? Okay. So ayan naman yung ating kinuha na mga sources, no? Para dun sa ating PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so thank you sa inyo and see you next